Hello, sports movie fans, and welcome to Locker Room Flicks Podcast. I'm your host, Frank Sullivan, and with me is my uncle, Frank Darlin. Frank, what's up?
Not much, buddy, but it's another nice day today. Another nice day. Getting dark soon now, though. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Sunny day in paradise.
It's nuts how quick it just gets so dark. I'm like, what time is it? It's got to be like 8 o'clock, and it's like 6:30. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. It gets quick. I like it in the morning though because we have to take the dog out, so it's nice. It's like we take
that's
them
very
out
true.
before it's in the dark. Yeah. So, but yeah, everything's going good. Yeah.
That's good. Good to hear. We gotta give a special shout out to all the veterans out there because we're recording this on a Thursday, and tomorrow is Veterans Day.
That's right.
So
yes,
shout
definitely.
out to all you veterans out there. I know. I have it off tomorrow, which is actually pretty nice. They just gave.
No, I'm off anyways because
you're off anyway.
Oh, did they? That's nice. That's
we never had it.
Yeah, and don't forget, once to say Poppy was on the minesweeper, World War II, and my father was a private a private guard for in the Philippines of Douglas MacArthur. So they both served, and hopefully it was nice they came home and didn't didn't die. Or
I know, didn't die important.
But shout out to all them. That's really good.
Shout out to our buddy Stephen Lott who just recorded with us last week, right?
Yeah,
yes,
that was awesome.
He's also a veteran as well, so happy Veterans Day.
Oh, is he?
Happy Veterans Day, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
If you're listening, and we know he is, so happy Veterans Day to you, Steve. You got any plans for the weekend?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, just work. That's all. I'm putting a new screen door in on the outside of my lanai there. Yeah.
Really?
Besides that, no. We're just getting ready to go. That's all. Getting ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is actually our wedding anniversary.
Is it?
We'll have 7 years.
How many years now?
7 years.
Wow.
Nuts, right?
I remember bringing Nani in the car to the wedding. Yeah.
I know. It's sad. We won't go too far into it, but because I remember seeing it, she looked wonderful.
She did.
And then
she wouldn't miss that for the world, though.
No, she held on for that. I'll say it. She held on for that, and then I think right when we went on our honeymoon, I think that's when she went into the Arden house, and it was like just a complete 180. I remember seeing. I don't know where we got this picture. There was like a random picture. I don't know who took it or where, and it was like almost on like a regular like an old school picture, but it was like her last Thanksgiving,
right,
and you could just tell it was just looked awful. But we won't get into that. Anyways, but we're going to the Yankee Candle Village tomorrow up in Deerfield, Massachusetts. Nice little day trip.
That's nice, man. I haven't been up there in years, man.
Yeah, no, it's a good, nice little day trip. They added a lot up there too.
They got a car museum up there now?
I don't know.
They used to have a car museum there now.
I know there's a big brewery around, like down the street, and there's they call it like a butterfly museum down the road.
Yeah, they made it a big thing though. I think. Yeah, we used to go there all the time.
But it should be fun. Nice day to get away and do something. So
definitely.
But yeah, that's it. We'll head into the movie there.
Yeah, we'll start into it. The movie we watched this week was Mystery, The Town of Mystery, Alaska, released on October 1st, 1999. Opening weekend of $3.1 million, gross of $8.8 million worldwide, and had a pretty high budget. Had a budget of $28 million.
It didn't do too well.
No, it didn't. Directed by Jay Roach, starring Russell Crowe as John Beebe, Burt Reynolds as Judge Walter, Hank Azaria as Charles Danner, Cole Meany, you'll know him and other things, as Mayor Scott Pitcher, Mary McCormick as Donna Beebe, and Lolita Davidovich as Mary Jane Pitcher. The simple synopsis is the residents of a small town get overexcited when their hockey team gets chosen to host a televised event. It was runtime was 1 hour and 59 minutes. I watched it on Tubi, and so did you.
Yes, nice free movie.
Yeah. Okay, and that's about it. It was pretty simple with all that stuff. There's a few other people to mention, but we'll go into the best part. Frank's 5 fun facts. Take it away.
All right.
See what you got.
I don't know if you found much, but it wasn't much to it.
It was a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one.
So the movie is loosely based off the 1905 Stanley Cup game between Dawson City Nuggets and the Ottawa Senators. So that's kind of the premise of the...
Yes, the premise of it, yes.
I actually looked kind of into it, and I guess they must have played 2 games. The first game, Ottawa defeated Dawson City 9-2, and then in the second game, Ottawa defeated Dawson City 23-2 to win the series.
Yeah, it makes sense though. Yeah,
and it says the second game remains the most lopsided game in Stanley Cup playoff history. So I thought that was interesting.
Wow, that's a long time ago. I didn't even know that existed back in 1905.
I didn't know either. Yeah.
No.
There probably couldn't have been a lot of teams there either.
No.
So anyway, my second fact: the entire NFL. The entire New York Rangers roster is fictional. Many players on the actual roster at the time refused to be in the film. They just refused to be in the film. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Did you look into that?
I don't know. They won the Stanley Cup in '94. By '99, they were pretty. They weren't that good, but I mean, I don't know why. Who knows?
Well, in the movie, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it right now, but the movie they didn't want to play that game anyways because of I guess just they'd have to make the trip all the way to Alaska on a week off. So maybe that wasn't that far fetched.
Yeah, no, you mean for the acting part of them being in it? Yeah, I agree totally with you. I don't think they could just leave. I mean,
yeah, I know.
So they got some other people. They got some retired people to play. So. Yeah.
Fact number 3: the metal goaltender that John Russell Crowe uses for shooting practice is painted to look like former Montreal Canadian goalie and NHL Hall of Famer Ken Dryden. Did you know that?
I certainly did. He had like 5 Stanley Cups. Yeah, he was
a really?
Big guy, real tall. Yeah, really good goalie. Yeah. I thought that was him when I was looking at it. I said, well, no, I'm not looking at it, but I seen the Canadian goalie. I said, it's got to be Kenny Dryden. That's got to be based on him. I know it is. So yeah,
that's funny.
That's cool though. I thought.
You know, I think I mentioned this. Jonathan Quick, who plays, I think he's on the
Jonathan Quick.
Casey.
He's on the Rangers now. Yeah.
Casey grew up on the state. He used to live on the same street growing up as a kid.
Get out of here! Really?
I've actually. It's funny because I've met his whole family, but him. Which is kind of interesting.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jonathan, if you're listening, you gotta hit us up. We'll get you on here.
Get you on there, Jonathan.
Yeah.
He's Stanley Cup winner. He won 2
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's good. I think he played with the Olympic teams too.
Yeah. Hell of a goalie. He can still play. Plays pretty good for the Rangers right now. He's 37.
Really?
He's he's a backup for them.
Yeah. Played that kind of level. Yeah.
Exactly.
The NHL players are getting up in there, right? In age.
What do you mean?
Like they play for a long time.
Oh yeah, they'll play to about 37, 38.
38.
Some played. I've seen some play to 40 something. Yeah.
I guess I'm just so used to NFL, and like half the running backs don't last till 28.
No,
you'll be lucky.
Lifespan's pretty tough there. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. It really is.
Fact number 4. So this is kind of go over, I guess, a few nods to hockey movies. I don't know if you saw this. So during the second period intermission, the 3 figure skaters behind the Zamboni wear blue jerseys with gold trim. The number 18 is visible on one. These are replicas of the Charleston Chiefs Hanson brother jerseys from the movie Slapshot.
Movie Slapshot.
Which we actually did that. I think that was one of our first hockey movies.
You did that one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good movie, man. Good.
And another one is actually Connor Banks wears number 9 and has Banks across the back of his sweater. In the first Mighty Ducks movie, the character Adam Banks, a.k.a. Cake Eater, also wears number 9 at the beginning of The Hawks and has Banks. So it's kind of a little bit of a, I guess, a nod.
You know, when I seen the Banks on there, I said, I wonder if this has to do with the Ducks. You know, to some extent, it did. Yeah, it did. I didn't realize that though. I had no idea when I was watching it.
Yeah, I kind of figured it did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my last fact goes to a little bit about the play in there. So the defense Russell Crowe teaches the team is a neutral zone trap. We'll call it a trap play. This was made by the famous New Jersey Devils in the late 1990s or early 2000s, culminating in 3 Stanley Cup championships. So that was very interesting.
Yeah, they were a big defensive team, and they had a great goalie. So, I mean, so that was how they won the games. They beat you 2-1, 2-0. Didn't score a lot of goals, but neither would you. Yeah, that's a hell of a...
Defense wins championships, so they say?
Yeah, it does. It does in almost every sport. Nobody thinks it does, but it does. Yeah. Because if you can't stop the other team, you can't stop the other team. You ain't gonna outscore them. You ain't gonna beat them. It happens sometimes, but very rarely. Football's the same way.
Yeah.
What do you got, little one?
Yeah. She got a new. That's fine. She's hanging. In case she's getting her bottle. She got a new jammies on.
Her face is starting to change a little bit.
You see it? Yeah. You think she's just getting more features, or she's starting to look more like Casey?
More like Casey.
More like Casey?
Sorry. Yeah. No, we are, though. Her face getting a little more, it's getting fuller. It's changing. The same way with,
Yeah.
We'll see in the final. She gets a little older. We'll see if she looks like.
I know. I'm interested. Yeah. All right, so we'll get into the movie. So this was the first time you've watched this movie, right?
Never saw it before.
Never saw it. Same here.
No. I saw it on, I saw previews of it years ago, but I didn't pay no attention to it. But yeah. It's on it's about my Ranger team. So there is no Rangers, but.
Yeah, so overall. Yeah. I guess overall thoughts, what'd you think of it? Enough said, huh? Your sigh is.
Yeah, that pretty much tells you the story, huh? Yeah. No, I'm glad you asked me that. Before we get into anything else, what I had put down here was, I said I didn't need to see the love scenes and the other sexual issues. I thought there was no place for it in that show. Sorry, I just didn't think there was. I said it takes away from what the movie's really about. The Town of Mystery has a tradition of having a hockey game every weekend that everyone in town goes to see. And this is me writing this, not in getting from somewhere. But that was my opinion of the whole movie. I thought you didn't need that stuff. I just didn't think you needed it. It didn't need to be 2 hours long either.
Yeah, for one, it was 2 hours long.
Right.
2, obviously, again, no one wants to turn down a sex scene. No, we don't mind seeing it, but they weren't really needed. It just made them. Too, really. It made the hockey players seem like just a bunch of dumb meathead type.
I agree totally with you.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Remember, he shoots him in the foot. That's stupid. Come on.
Yeah, it was all. I know. It just didn't quite make sense. Yeah, the movie was a little bit too long for my taste, for sure.
But that's the basic of me for the whole show. But there's other things we could talk about. I'm just saying. I just didn't think. Let's get to the actors. What's Russell Crowe? He was played in Gladiator, Beautiful Mind, Cinderella Man.
He was. But he was great.
There's John Beebe in it. Yeah, the skating in it. He tried. He
Yeah.
He just wasn't that good of a skater, unfortunately. But that was him there. That was him.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he tried his best.
This was right before Gladiator, too.
Was it right before?
Yeah, it came out a year before, so it's just almost looks like just kind of almost in his up and coming.
Yeah. Then you had Burt Reynolds. We all know him.
I feel like I don't say he was an afterthought, but I mean
that was an afterthought. You could have had anybody play that part.
And I'm sure he probably wanted a lot of friggin' money too.
Yeah, well, that was a big $28 million budget, paying for Crowe, probably for Crowe and Burt Reynolds. What do you think?
Reynolds.
Think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and it wasn't too much of like. The location. I thought that was the best part of the movie was them filming and they didn't film in Alaska. I was reading the locations was all Canada.
Was it Alberta? Alberta, Canada, right? Yeah.
Alberta, I believe it was. There was another spot too. Alberta, Canada. Yep.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful. So they all shot it.
It really was. Yeah, it really was. And I'm sure that was real snow too. They were nice. So I bet you it was. Cold. So yeah, I know that was pretty cool. That part of it.
There was a lot of because we're talking about the budget. There was a lot of like B, C actors in this movie. Like where like you've seen these guys in a ton of things. Even some of the women. Mary McCormick plays. She was in Deep Impact. A few other things.
Yeah. Cole Meany, he's in everything. Deep Space Nine, Under Siege, Con Air.
Yep.
Hank Azaria. Hank Azaria? He was in Birdcage.
Yep.
If you ever seen that, it's a good one. Mystery Men, and he did over 700 and something voiceovers in The Simpsons.
The Simpsons, I did. Yeah, that I knew. Uh-huh.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
So you're right. There was a lot of good people in that.
Yeah. Well,
the heavyset guy.
I've seen him.
Mention him. But he's in all kinds of... He was only 61 when he died, but... Yeah, he died. But he was good. He's in all kinds of stuff, too. But they had a good crew there. It was a good crew. Like I said, I thought, like you said, Burt Reynolds was kind of wasted in that. But they had to get somebody to have him go see it, I guess. So.
Well, and here's my thing about it is like they make him eventually become the coach.
Yes.
Which they should have done. They should have just did that sooner. Like right from like
I agree totally.
The get go, it just didn't make sense for like Russell Crowe to be like, all right, I'm going to coach, and then I don't know, you know what I mean? It just didn't make sense.
Yeah. You know what though? When his son, I wanted to get what was going on between him and his son, and his son kind of finally said it because he says, "Oh, you didn't get the coach, you didn't get the play. Something must have happened." And never really explained it. I don't know if Burt Reynolds was I'm just saying he was a hockey player. Maybe he got hurt, never got to play, or that's the only thing I could figure. I don't know, but they never really explained that too much.
The love scene with the daughter and
the guy in the truck
in the plow, which I was like, it was very bad. But I was like, but again, I was like, this wasn't needed.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do that in the show, you got to show me a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
right,
I know.
Right, Frankie.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Woo, man, that's crazy. The practices were good. That practice that they do with Burt Reynolds being the coach, those practices, those are the ones they use. A lot of those practices are the right ones.
Mm-hmm.
Where they jump over and they pull their sticks.
They're pulling the sticks.
Those are real practices.
Yeah,
those are real practices. Yeah, those are tough, man. You realize you're on skates.
Yeah,
you're not on your feet. Yeah.
I had a few things in the beginning with the locker room. The locker room was kind of cool, and then you see when they were doing they had the potatoes in the
did you see that? Is that cool?
Yeah, and they were using that as like as kind of like a hand warmer. Listen, you know as well as I do when you take a potato out of the oven, things hot, and they stay hot for a while.
Yes, they do. They put them in their boots so feet will get in there nice and warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Now, you got to remember, too, most of them guys in there, I didn't know this. I read this somewhere else, not in anything else. I read it somewhere else. Most of those players that played in that game, not the Ranger guys, the kids, they were all from Canada, and a couple were from Massachusetts. They're all hockey players.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, well, they all, because that skating is real. That's what they said. It's hard to get skaters. I know what they say. It's hard to get actors that can skate. So they had to get skaters that can act.
Teaching that.
That's what they said. Yeah. So some of those guys were pretty good. So, yeah.
They had the one big guy, Kevin Durant.
Durant, yes.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of he's been in Robin Hood with Russell Crowe.
With with Scott Grimes and Kevin. Yeah, they're both
X-Men.
All three of them.
He's been in a lot of
X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else here. Oh, that was sad when the poor guy died. Remember the guy?
Oh,
who
yeah.
was at the trial. A heart attack. Yeah, but they won the jury over, so that was good. He won the case, but poor guy passed away. That was the guy we were talking about.
Yeah. It was
I didn't realize Russell Crowe. Go ahead.
It was pretty messed up when they were treating what's called like shit.
Who's that?
How's the guy? The guy who
is that
Charles? Hank Azaria's the guy.
Oh yeah.
He's like they were like just because he left the town and was like, and they were just treating him like garbage for him trying to. I know. But that was kind of
trying to improve his life.
Yeah,
that's how people get. He's trying to prove his life and comes back and like a big shot. How about when they let the guy? They punished the guy there, and he was basically naked. And he slid on the ice into the snow.
Yeah, I wrote that down. That was a funny scene.
That was crazy, man. That's nuts. I was wondering what he was going to have to do.
I figured that. As soon as I saw him naked, I figured he was going to do that. They had a few moments here that were kind of like did you notice there was a lot of like fat jokes?
Yeah.
Towards like the women and even Russell Crowe. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this is 1999, but still.
Yeah, was it kind of when they talked about that girl like that? I don't know. I don't
it
was
too much
in a movie. That was weird. But
I could see seeing like one joke, but like they still he was just going on and on. I'm like, okay.
He was.
Everybody's having sex in that town. This one's having sex with this one. I mean, I guess. What does he say? He's like, when there's nothing to do up there, I guess everyone just starts sleeping around.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm sure that's the way it is. I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
Yeah.
Not one bit, really. Yeah. I was reading this thing here. Once again, this wasn't in there. You'll get a kick out of this. Russell Crowe, remember, we found out a lot of things, especially in Cinderella Man. He got beat up pretty good. He's had 2 operations on his shoulders.
He's had all kinds of Achilles, I think.
Yeah, it says he has grade 4 tears in both Achilles tendons. Crowe said the tears in the Achilles tendon started back in 1999 because of David E. Kelly's hockey drama, Mystery Alaskas. I was wearing ice skates 12 to 14 hours a day, and my feet didn't grow up that way. Yeah, I was reading that, and that was crazy. I didn't know that. 12 to 14 hours. Now, you're not a skater. Think about it.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
It's rough. Yeah, I mean, it's just that stuff wouldn't fly now.
No, definitely. No doubt about it.
Stuff wouldn't. We live in a different time.
I thought the movie was a little far-fetched, though. It was supposed to be on a pond. It turned out to be basically a regulation-sized hockey rink. That's how they got.
That's how changed. They should have kept it more like a pond.
Yeah, and not for nothing. You're not gonna beat a pro team like that. It's not gonna happen. That's the only bad thing about it. But once again, it's a movie. Whatever.
It's a good point, and I get them having a lot of heart, and they play for the love of the game, but you're right. I mean, this is a pro team.
No, you get killed. Yeah,
and you're probably gonna get smoked. Number one.
It's like if the Rangers went down and played one of the AHL teams, they're gonna destroy them. You ain't gonna score a goal. It's as simple as that. It's such a different level. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's like a pro team playing a college team.
Yeah, really. I know. I agree. That was the part of the cool thing about it was, there's nothing better than like playing classic, hockey on a pond.
Oh, I know.
You can see when they were skating down from the locker room down to the
Is that cool or what?
That was cool. The guy was skating like cool. the stream and stuff.
Yeah. And they got to shovel. Really remember, they have to shovel the ice off a lot of times because it snows all the time.
I know.
Everybody was there at the games. That's
cool.
A lot of fun. That's a lot of tradition. I bet you that goes on all the time around there.
I believe it. Don't they? Isn't there a classic game they play on like an outdoor ring somewhere? I know there is.
Well, in the U.S. there is. Yeah, they usually play in different places. Sometimes they play in Philadelphia and Boston. But I don't think it's consistent, though. Yeah,
outside, though, right? Yeah.
In like a stadium or something, yeah. But they move it every year. One year it's in Detroit and then Philly. They had it in, they had it in New York one year, Boston. Yeah, they play outside. It's really cool because you're outside in the, whatever it's doing. If it's snowing out, and, it's pretty cool. It's freezing. You're not inside, so.
No, I know.
And all the fans are in the stands. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was cool when it's snowing and all that on that last game. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Now the guys that played on that team, on the other team, this is a shout out to Phil Esposito, Hall of Famer. He was one of the announcers. Steve Levy was the other announcer, sitting next to him in the booth.
Okay.
And then Barry Melrose, he was doing that announcing in the beginning, not announcing, but he was on TV. Yep. And then the other guy was where's his name? Jim Fox. He's an ex-hockey player. I think he was out there playing. So there was more too. They were all ex-hockey players. Yeah.
You didn't mention Mike Myers, who was.
I see Mike Myers. Yeah, I know.
Like
that was a wasted part.
That was a wasted. Right. Yeah.
That was. But he was there. Maybe he's a hockey. Oh no, he's what do you call it? Think about it. He's
Canadian. I knew. I knew he was Canadian. Yeah.
That's probably why he did it.
Do you think they dyed Burt Reynolds' hair white? They had to.
I don't know. Did you see the award? There was an award for him. It was called the Stinky Award. He got nominated for.
Really?
Year. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So maybe you're right. The hair. Oh yeah, he dyed that. He's number one. He played. It's what do you call it too? He's bald. He's probably bald when back then. So he probably that's not his hair. That's probably a toupee or something.
No. Yeah, I had to be.
He lost his hair a long time ago. Remember in what do you call it? In
Longest Yard. Yeah.
He had no hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good pickup.
I was like, I know he's not that gray or There was another thing I noticed too. I thought it was just kind of an interesting detail and funny. In Burt Reynolds' his daughter's the bedroom. Did you catch the Scream poster on the back on the wall?
Yes, I did. Scream 2.
Yeah, Scream 2.
That was good.
I noticed that she had every like teen bop like picture on her wall. I noticed like a picture of like Boy Meets World. It was just like a typical teenager.
She had some group. Yep, she had some groups too. I couldn't figure out who they all were. It was hard to see.
Yeah,
but yeah. I don't know who was back then. 99 would be not Boyz II Men. I don't know.
Backstreet Boys.
Then, but not,
Backstreet Boys and probably NSYNC.
Yeah,
I think it was like
NSYNC. Yeah. I seen it. That was cool.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They had, but I just thought they. I hate to say it. God bless you. That movie could have been about an hour and 20 minutes. I hate to say it.
No, you're not wrong.
You don't need the court scene, and I don't know. I just thought a lot of the stuff was a little hokey that way. But
I think.
Besides that, it was good. It's a good story.
You're right. No, again, the hockey play was awesome. The story was pretty cool. Again, you can. I don't want to say you can see them doing that, but you can kind of.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I agree.
But again, all the other extra shit with town. I think they kind of wanted to make it seem that these guys, Russell Crowe, these guys are ordinary, blue collar guys. He's a sheriff. He's got
Yep.
He's got his job to do, and then on top of that, you throw in the ice skate, and I think that's kind of what the director was trying to go for. But it was just too much.
It was, yeah.
Everybody was involved.
And like I said, they said he struggled. He tried, but you could see the difference. That's why they didn't show too many scenes, because it's just too much. When you got skaters out there, he can only skate. They can't fake it. I mean, and they didn't use any doubles for him. He did everything out there, but it's hard. Skating's a tough thing. I mean, I can learn it overnight.
I know. Well, and again, yeah, sure, I can get on ice skates and skate around, but like to try to like ice skate and do something with it is a whole different story.
Go backwards, every other sideways, and every other way.
I didn't how about how. Go ahead.
Good. No, go ahead. No, go.
All right. what's his face? Burt Reynolds just totally gives up on him and just you're supposed to be the coach and you're supposed to be the guy, and Burt Reynolds' character he gives up on him, and Russell Crowe ends up giving the victory speech to kind of get him boosted up. I'm like, come on.
I know what's going on here. What happened to the longest yard guy?
Very true. Yeah.
Now, how about when they knocked John Beebe down? Russell Crowe, remember? Not on the team no more. You're going to coach it, or you be first man in or something, man. I felt bad for him. You know why? Because he was old. That's why.
He was old. Yeah, I knew that right away. Yeah.
He was 37. I said, "Yep, see you later."
But again, you need that type of, you need that kind of, you need the old guy on there. You need the mentor.
You do. I agree totally. Yeah. I was really surprised he took on that role, to be honest with you. But he must have, I don't know. I'm just saying. I was really surprised he took on that role.
Again, I think this was early on. This was before Gladiator. Because, I mean, if you look at, I'm going to look at some of his IMDb. Before that, I mean, he wasn't really in, he was the star in a few other movies, but, I mean, were there any blockbusters? Probably not.
Not really. I don't think so.
I'm looking at, there really wasn't really much until Gladiator probably just.
Yeah.
Gladiator put.
I never saw A Beautiful Mind. I heard it was an excellent movie. I guess he's a genius or something in it. I think he's a genius or something. I never saw it, but I heard it's really good. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that movie. Something different. But that's about it. There's not that much to talk about. It's a basic movie. I mean, like I said, I think it could have went. I think it was much too long. I guess they threw all that other stuff in there just to fill it in. I guess they had to. They didn't have much else they could do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the only other thing I'm looking at my notes, and the only other thing I probably want to discuss is how about Little Richard going up there, huh?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny, and he has them sing it extra long so they can kind of like delay them. Nothing like home field advantage, so to speak.
Little Richard looked pretty good in that.
Yeah.
Little Richard, man, you gotta love it. Yeah, they picked up all kinds of people in there.
I know.
It's a mixture.
I'm sure he cost a pretty penny too.
Oh yeah.
But it just, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to discuss? I think I'm all.
No, not really. Like I said, it was pretty basic. I mean, like I said, I think they could have did a little bit more with the story of it, of what they do there. I don't know. I just thought they could have, but they never really did. The only thing they delved with was the people's lives sexually. That was all they did. They didn't know what anybody did. You knew a guy was a sheriff, a guy was a judge. That was about it. I don't know about the rest.
That was it. No, you're right. No,
but they didn't. What did the kids do? The kids that played on the team. What did they do? Did they work for somebody? They should have made it a whole thing so you understood why
they didn't even. And they didn't even touch on like any there was two kind of like. I don't know if they're Indian or Samoan. I don't know. They didn't.
Yeah, did you see those?
Yeah,
Alaskan kids.
Alaskan. They didn't even.
Yeah, I think they're from Alaska.
They didn't even talk about those players.
They never did. I was really surprised. They were. How about that big guy?
Yeah, I know.
The big guy on their team is a monster.
Yeah, they just kind of. We're just going to talk about this one having sex with this one and this one having sex with that one.
Yeah, I know. That was it. I thought like I said, I thought you could have made it a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe showed their parents and things like that. Good job, son, and whatever. And then you had Burt Reynolds and his son that hugged in the end. But besides that, it was, but what are you going to do?
All right. We'll do ratings then.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too. I mean, IMDb gave it a 6.7.
Yeah.
That's pretty high, considering.
They're telling me.
I mean, I'm just looking like Invincible got a 7.
That's insane.
Invincible's way better than that. So
one other thing before you go on, Jay Roach, okay?
Yeah.
He did Blown Away. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's an excellent movie. Austin Powers, Man of what's it called? Man of something.
Man of Mystery or whatever the hell. Is that,
yeah,
is
Man
that
of
why,
Mystery.
Is that why Mike Myers was in this movie?
Probably. Yeah, probably. And Meet the Fockers. Yeah, he did Meet the Fockers, too. So he was a good director. I mean, I just thought it was, like I said, but well, go ahead. Continue with your rating. I just wanted to tell you that. I don't know if you knew that. So.
Yeah. No, that's all. I'm just gonna break it down. I'm gonna first tell you what we had for we have two other, or at least you have two other hockey movies we've done. We've done Mighty Ducks 2.
Right.
And you gave it a 7.
Okay.
And then you gave Goon a 6. Now,
yep.
Now
that's
to put
about
in perspective, I think I'd rather watch Goon.
Yeah.
Than this movie, which is kind of shocking and surprising considering all the power the star power that's in it. That'd be the case. You know, except I'm going over. I'm trying to go over. So I gave Goon a 6.5, and Goon was better, not by much, but I think it's better. So that being said, I'm going to give this a 6. I'm going to give it a 6 flat on 6. I probably not going to watch this movie again.
I like that. I think I can see your face on the other end over here.
I know.
That was funny. And my wife would have gave it a 5, number 1. We fell asleep about halfway through it.
Honestly, I was pretty close to turning it off, or at least fast forwarding. It was too long. It was way too long.
Yeah. Yeah, I rewinded it and watched the rest of it. But no, the game part, actually, I fell asleep at the beginning, and then I just put it back and watched the rest of the game. I knew what happened, but yeah, so I'm going to...
Swing and a miss,
sorry.
Right?
5.5. That's it. That's all you're getting
yeah.
out of me. Yeah, I buried it. Yeah, it was horrible. Sorry. It's too far-fetched. It's a nice story. That's about it.
And this might be one of the... I don't know if it... Maybe it's one of those movies that doesn't play well. Now, you know how some movies don't age well. I'm thinking maybe if we asked someone who actually played hockey and someone who actually liked the movie, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I know. But I don't think you needed all those big actors. I really don't. I would have loved to see B actors, and I probably would have liked it better a little bit. I don't know. That's all. It's too long, like I said. Yeah. That's it. That's what I think.
All right. What can we do?
Okay. That's the end of that.
So, yeah, the next movie, like I said, again, this is kind of by a request by one of the fans. He wanted us to do like a pool. He's a big pool guy. So we had Color of Money versus Pool Junkies. I've never seen either one of them. And you said you've seen...
No, I haven't seen Color of Money. I just know the story of my stepfather. Okay. But it's Tom Cruise and Paul Newman. I'm sure it's going to be excellent. So
that one, actually, The Color of Money, we had, let's see here, 5. 1 on that one. And then if I check, because we pretty much have, I know I just put the poll up, but we pretty much have the winner. Yeah. So, we're going to do Color of Money with Paul Newman, Tom Cruise, and...
I think John Turturro's in that too.
Really? Let me see here.
Yeah, a few other people.
Yep, John Turturro, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, this should be interesting.
Yes,
something different.
Should be good. Yep.
So, we'll get into that, and then we'll start getting into our holiday edition movies, I guess we want to call it. And we'll get into those. So, Color of Money will be the last sports movie we watch, of the year.
Okay.
And then we'll get into our holiday movies. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it. No, that's it. We're good.
I'll sign us out then. Well, that's just the ball game.